Some really sad news from yesterday in the world of football. Fiorentina owner and president Rocco Commisso has passed away. He was 76 years old. Born in Calabria, he came to the Bronx at 12 before playing soccer at Columbia University. Over the next several decades, he became a self-made billionaire, allowing him to return to his beloved football. He brought a majority stake in the New York Cosmos in 2017 before purchasing Fiorentina in 2019. Under his leadership, Fiorentina was restored to former heights, reaching a Coppa Italia final and 2 Conference League finals. His vision for the future of the club was evident as he oversaw the opening of the club's new state-of-the-art training centre in 2023 and the revitalisation of the Artemio Franchi. In a statement, Fiorentina said in part his love for Fiorentina was the greatest gift he gave himself, spending unforgettable days with the boys and girls of the youth teams, always offering a caring gesture and a smile to everyone. Tireless, he worked until his final days, dedicating himself to his companies, Mediacom and Fiorentina, and to their future. We miss you, and we will miss you always. Really, really sad moment, Marco. You know him really well. You know him personally. He was such a big part of the Italian-American community, especially in the football world.
He lived the Italian-American dream. You said it, a self-made billionaire. He came from, in his own words, a poor immigrant from Calabria, from the south of Italy, where there's not a lot of opportunity. Came to New York, the most difficult place in the world to build a name. And he did it his way. He did it his way no matter what, and to build something incredible. And then in 2019, he wanted to give back to the country. He felt American and Italian, to go back to Italy and to buy a team, the sport that he loved more than anything after playing at Columbia University. And it feels surreal to me that he's no longer here with us. And it feels like too soon is the only thing I could think of. He finally had this opportunity to be doing what he loved. And unfortunately, he's no longer here with us. But his legacy will 100% live on. He's one of those old school presidents that he wasn't in it just for the business. He wasn't there. It's not corporate stocks. He loved the game. He had a passion for it. And those old school presidents don't really exist in football anymore. There's very few of them. And the Viola Park is going to be the thing that we love more than anything. And when he opened Viola Park, and they spent a lot of money to put Viola Park, it's like a Real Madrid training center, something we don't see in Italy at all. And when they asked him about it, he said, this is for the kids. This is for the next generation. We want to build up those players. So I think his impact is going to long last with us in Serie A and with Fiorentina. He had such a big impact at Columbia University as well. But like you mentioned, not only the state-of-the-art training facility, but with the Stadio Artemio Franchi as well, we know that the renovations aren't quite complete, but the amount of work that he did with the club, with Fiorentina, off the pitch as well, and with the community was really, really special. Yeah, they were building something incredible. Unfortunately, Florence didn't always support him and not able to do the stadium the way that he wanted to, because he was willing to put his money. That's one thing about Rocco. If he's going to do it for love, he's going to put everything he has into it. And unfortunately, they weren't always supported this way. And for me personally, being an Italian-American, he was my idol, a symbol. I remember I was 15 years old when I first heard him speak at an event that I was at. And, you know, going through school, everyone tells you, oh, follow this path, get a job, do this, do this. I remember he came on stage, he goes, screw that, you could do it yourself. And I said, if this immigrant from Italy, who sounds like, you know, my father, our generations, can do it and become a billionaire, anybody could do it. And he said he started from his basement. He started a company from his basement, became a billionaire, and he said, you have to follow your passion. And I remember that day I went home and I said, okay, we could do it. It's possible. He was the path. He looked like us. He spoke the same way as us. So to see him get to this level as well, and to give back again to Italy, that was the thing he always repeated. I want to give back to Italy. That's what Fiorentina was for him.
And what struck me about him is that he wasn't like the typical owner that it's just business. He genuinely loved the game. He was a super fan. And to save a club from a city that he knew so well, that has a huge history in America, that really stood out to me, where I was like, oh, he's different. He really does love the game. And then he believed in the league that we love so much. He believed enough in calcio that he went out and got Fiorentina, a legendary club. And he always seemed so passionate. And, you know, it's hard to... Marco was so brilliant yesterday in what he said, and he's a lot closer to Rocco than we were. But what struck me about him is his passion for the game, no nonsense, and just how much of a part of his life it's been, because he didn't need all that, right? It's a big stress to own a Serie A club and to get involved in that, especially with the amount of success that he's had in his business life. but he did it anyway because he was a super fan and he genuinely loved the product so much.
Yeah, the interactions I've had with Rocco, he's a special person, very brave, very honest, very straightforward for sure, and passionate, again, I think is the most important thing. Passionate about the club, passionate about standing up for the guys or the people that he was involved with especially. So I think that makes him very special. And yeah, he's being an Italian-American also is something special because people think, oh, you're either from Italy or you're American, right? But there is this like breed of people that are Italian-Americans or American-Italians. And he kind of waved that flag for us, and proud to sort of be in that category with him because I think he did a lot of great things for not just the game, but also the club of Fiorentina.
Just to echo again some of the stuff I said yesterday and what the boys are saying, to be an Italian immigrant, a poor Italian immigrant from Calabria, 12 years old, you come to this country, don't speak the language, don't know anybody, and to become a self-made billionaire from your basement. And then what do you do with that time? As Mateo just mentioned, you want to go back and you want to invest in the sport that you love the most and in the country that you love the most. The Viola Park, I think, is going to be the thing that we always remember because the whole goal of Viola Park was so that kids, boys and girls across Italy can have a proper place to train. This facilities like that don't exist in Italy. That was his vision for the future. That was what he wanted to create. So an important man, a man that we're going to be talking about here for a long time. And, you know, he's reunited with Joe up there. And I know for sure they're going to be tuned into these Fiorentina matches because he lived it to the fullest. He never missed a Fiorentina game. He was not that president that just wanted to buy something for money. It was because he absolutely loved the club and loved the city.
And no matter who you support, you have to really feel for Fiorentina, the club, with the heartbreak they went through. Years ago, their captain, center back Davide Astori, passed away in his sleep. Joe Barone, just a few years ago, who Marco also knew really well, and now the president. So it's a club that's had so much tragedy in so few years. So you really feel for them. And you, even if you're neutral, right, even if you're a Bologna fan, them winning today, it felt like it was just something that they lifted themselves. Like, it's not a coincidence that they played the best game of the season today. I think they came together and gave that extra effort, just did it for their president, knowing that that's probably what he would have wanted, right?
Yeah.
Even the fact that the family put out a message saying, we don't want any of the games to be canceled. That's not what Rocco would have wanted. He would have wanted these games to be played on, and he would have wanted the win away from home, too. He would have been very happy about that.
Yeah, and the players spoke out after the game and dedicated the win to Rocco Commisso. A lovely touch, Marco.
Yeah, absolutely. The players are just very connected to him because he was not the corporate guy that's going to stay in his office all day. No, he's going to call you. He was going to be on the training ground. He was tough too. Like, he was going to say it to your face if he wasn't happy with something. But I think players enjoy that, and I'm sure, Grella, you could say that better than anything. That having an owner that invested must help players tremendously.
Yeah, you know who you're fighting for and who you're fighting with, and you feel part of it, right? There's always this family culture of the club, which I think is important. There's famous clips of him speaking to the team in the preseason, saying, "Hey, these are what the expectations of Fiorentina are." And again, I started what I was saying about very honest, very brave, very upfront, and I think that's what made him really special, and he made him able to accomplish many things, both in the world of football and obviously outside the world of football.
Yeah, and again, everyone here at the Golazo Network and Paramount Plus send our deepest condolences after the loss of Rocco Commisso, who lives a lasting legacy in Florence and in Italian football.
Aspetto che voi altri mi aiutate a riagire il mio sogno, come giocavo io, aspetto che tutti gli altri, con tutto il cuore, con tutto il sangue, con tutta la fortezza, fino all'ultimo minuto.